details of sale of general obligation bonds in the amount of $9,822,500 to the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank. That's for the wastewater treatment plant upgrade. Item 17 is a resolution authorizing change order number 1 for emergency demolition for additional $137,676.25 for costs associated with Brick Industries for asbestos abatement. Per the work session, we've added a resolution authorizing a contract through a non-fair and open process with CME Associates to prepare a redevelopment study in an amount not to exceed $10,000. We've also added a resolution authorizing a contract through a non-fair and open process with Capehart Scatcher to provide professional services with respect to litigation in an amount not to exceed $17,000. We've added a resolution directing the Millville Planning Board to investigate the suitability of designating certain property a redevelopment area, and also a resolution authorizing a purchase of a backhoe from Groff Tractor through the Middlesex Regional Cooperative in the amount of $107,115. And that's all.
Thank you. Minutes?
Okay, Mayor.
Yep.
Mr. Mayor, motion to approve and dispense with the reading of the following minutes. Regular session. Also, motion to approve and dispense with the reading.
He has to abstain. He was not here. He's got to abstain from the other set. That's why there's 2 motions set up. For April 3rd, there's one set of one
Okay.
roll call.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So
Only April 3rd, Mayor.
for April 3rd, we have Commissioner Pepitone.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Vice Mayor Parent.
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis.
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper.
Yes.
Mayor Santiago.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, motion to approve and dispense with the reading of the following minutes and proceed with the regular order of business, April 17th, 2018, work session.
Okay. Commissioner Pepitone.
I want to abstain this one?
You were not
Abstain.
here.
Yeah.
Correct. Thank you. Vice Mayor Parent.
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis.
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper.
Yes.
Mayor Santiago.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Also, Mr. Mayor, move motion to pay bills.
Second the motion.
Certified.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent.
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis.
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper.
Yes.
Mayor Santiago.
Yes.
Motion carries.
We've now reached the public comment on agenda items. Anyone that would like to make a comment on agenda item, please step up to the mic, state your name and your concerns, and limit your comments to 5 minutes.
Good evening, Tim Carty, Millville. I spoke on this about the work session, about adding stuff to the agenda. I have it right here from our own city website. It's in Chapter 2, Administration, Article 2, Boards of Commissioners, Section 2-6. I'm going to go all the way down to Part G. Agenda. The agenda for each regular and special meeting of the Board of Commissioners shall be prepared by the city clerk, except for emergency matters which may be added to the agenda at any time. The agenda for each regular meeting or special meeting of the Board of Commissioners shall include only those matters of business as have been presented or delivered to the city clerk not later than 24 hours preceding the meeting. As soon as the agenda for each meeting is prepared, the city clerk shall deliver a copy to each commissioner. My question is, the additions for the other contracts, were they in the agenda, and did you guys have fair enough notice? Because if not, technically all the additional appointments should not be discussed in tonight's meeting and voted on. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Carty.
Good evening, Kirk Hewitt, Millville. Just as maybe a formality, can I ask the representative from Schroeder Law Firm to introduce himself and how your status in the law firm, please?
Absolutely. My name is John Carlton, and I work for Schroeder Law Group.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Hewitt. Anyone else? I close the public comment on agenda's item only. Old business, please.
There is no old business, Mayor.
All right, petitions and letters.
Okay, we have a letter and copy of executed agreement approved by the New Jersey Department of Transportation authorizing funding in the amount of $13,179.18 for the fiscal year 2017 Highway Safety Fund Program.
Mr. Mayor, move to receive and file.
Second the motion?
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. We also have correspondence received from the Atlantic County Municipal Joint Insurance Fund dated April 30th, 2018, explaining why the New Jersey Municipal Excess Liability Joint Insurance Fund declined coverage to the Borough of Wildwood in Ferns versus West Wildwood matter.
Mr. Mayor, move be received and filed.
Second motion?
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Eudalovich?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Reports of commissioners. Commissioner Cooper?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just want to give a shout out to our guys out in the Parks Department working really hard out there. In this cutting season, kind of jumped on them with the amount of cutting that has been going on. But I want to commend them on their hard work. Including in the cutting has been Noble Street, Community Gardens, the Buck Park area, Church Hill, and Cedar. We also leveled and cleaned up Union Lake Ball Field, put 10 tons of infield mix, and we've changed lots of light bulbs out there. The flagpole at Corson Park was repainted and is completed, and we also started turning on the irrigation at the ball fields. You should see hung up banners on flags on High Street and through the Glasstown Arts District. And we also have a host of events coming up, and I think Samantha will speak on that a little later as we move on. And that's my time. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Commissioner Pepitone?
I'm just going to mention that we have reports from both the fire department and the police department, and they are on us to be received. That's it, Mayor.
Second motion.
Any comments?
Okay. Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Eudalovich?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Commissioner Dalvis?
Mr. Mayor, there is no report at this time. Thank you.
You're welcome. Vice Mayor Parent?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to submit the tax collector's monthly report for the month of April. Move to receive and file.
Second motion?
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Eudalovich?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Anything else, Vice Mayor?
That's it. Progress, Mayor.
Thank you. I have a report here from Steve Pierce of our Water Department. As of today, the water utility has repaired 15 emergency service leaks since the beginning of April. They've repaired one water main break on Carroll Drive. They repaired or replaced 3 fire hydrants that were damaged due to motor vehicle accidents. Perform routine daily jobs as well, such as turn-offs, turn-ons, postings, repairing of meters, reading water meters, addressing dirty water complaints through flushing. Also in operation, conducted all monthly routine sampling and replaced chlorinators at one of our treatment facilities. In addition, are currently installing a new piping and all new electrical upgrades in-house in our building to get ready to install a new motor and pump for our clear well at our treatment facility at the airport. And I have that to be received and filed, please.
Mr. Mayor, move to be received and filed.
Second motion?
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Eudalovich?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
I'd also like to call Ed from Panoni to give us a report on 109 East Main Street, along with Brian, our engineer for the city of Millville. So the mic is yours, gentlemen.
Good evening, Commission. Brian Perhowich, acting city engineer. I have Ed Farrell from Panoni Associates, and we're going to give an update on the 109 demolition. I'll hand it over to Ed.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Edward Farrell. I'm a professional engineer as well as a certified municipal engineer employment with Panoni Associates, special project engineer to the city of Millville. My update here is since my first update at our meeting on May 1st. So since then, there's been a considerable amount of progress out at the site. The first order would be Northeast Precast, which is a subcontractor of Perryman Excavating, removed the steel wall on Route 49 on Wednesday, May the 2nd, which opened Route 49. Also, Pannoni provided the city engineer as well as the contractor, Perryman Excavation, revised demolition plans on May 7, 2018, showing additional shoring and a new wall that would be put up if the common party wall between 105 and 109 would be removed. On May the 10th, Thursday, the asbestos abatement contractor, Brick Industries, completed their work on site. The original contract was for 15 days, and they actually got finished their work in 12. So that actually is welcome good news. The last piece really is on Friday, May 11th. There was a site meeting between the contractor, Perryman Excavating, myself, other structural engineers from Pannoni, as well as the city engineer, and Vice Mayor Parent came out to the site as well. And the discussion was about actually saving this common wall between 105 and 109. The contractor had stated that the owners of 105 East Main Street, or Jim's Lunch, were actually interested in saving that wall for their business. So what was discussed was a verbal plan to put into place additional bracing to hold this common wall, while the owners of 105 decided how they want to safely stabilize and take control of this former common wall as a functional member of their own building. So that's where it stood as of Friday afternoon. So I would say, as far as a demolition project, I would consider this a success. Throughout the project, there was considerable maintaining of both public health and safety, and air quality testing continued to come back clean throughout the entire project around the perimeter of the job site where you saw all the fencing. Route 49 was opened safely nearly 2 weeks ago, and 105 East Main Street, also known as Jim's Lunch, is still standing. So I would call that pretty much a success.
Thank you, Ed. Anything else, Brian?
That's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Before we go on, Mayor, did you want to allow Commissioner Udalowicz to do the presentation?
Yeah,
Did you have that?
presentation.
Madam Clerk, I regret that I didn't inform you that we're actually going to be scheduling that for the Wednesday, June 6th meeting
Okay.
rather than tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Very good. All right, moving on. Madam Clerk?
Okay. June 6th meeting. Okay.
Ordinance on second reading?
There are no ordinances on second reading, Mayor.
Ordinance on first reading.
Okay, we have an ordinance amending the salary ordinance to amend an existing title's minimum and maximum compensation for the following. Class 1 special officers with a minimum of $10 per hour and a maximum of $18 per hour. Class 2 special officers, $14 an hour with a maximum of $25 per hour.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the passage of this proposed ordinance on first reading with final consideration to be given on June 6, 2018, as provided for by law.
Second the motion?
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalowicz?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 2 is an ordinance approving and authorizing an application to the Cumberland County Roadway Department for the Millville Lightning Baseball 11 and under to hold a coin drop on July 28th and July 29th at the intersections of Buckshootum and Cedarville Roads.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this resolution on first reading.
Second the motion?
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalowicz?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 3 is an ordinance amending the salary ordinance pursuant to the Municipal Code, Chapter 2, Article 19, subsection 2-69, regarding police supervisors.
Mr. Mayor, I move the passage of this proposed ordinance on first reading with final consideration to be given on June 6, 2018, after due publication provided for by law.
Second that motion?
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalowicz?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 4 is an ordinance amending Chapter 52, Article 8, Section 60.4, amending the requirements for towing facilities on the Millville Police Department tow list.
Mr. Mayor, move the passage of this proposed ordinance on first reading with final consideration to be given on June 6, 2018, after due publication provided for by law.
Second that motion.
Any comments?
If I may, Mr. Mayor, I just want to remind everybody that the meeting is not on Tuesday the 5th. It will be Tuesday the 6th,
Wednesday the 6th.
Wednesday the
or Wednesday the
Wednesday.
6th.
Yep.
I'll get that straight. Wednesday the 6th, Tuesday's primary election.
Thank you.
No, that's okay.
Any other comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Resolutions, please.
Okay, item 1 is a resolution authorizing entering into agreement intent to sell City of Millville real property located at 1400 Dividing Creek Road, aka Millville Airport Industrial Park, to New Development LLC.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 2 is a resolution authorizing adjustments in the tax and utility records.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 3 is a resolution authorizing a writ of possession action related to 228 West Green Street.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 4 is a resolution endorsing the project entitled Violin Delsey Drive LLC Proposed Real Development and designating the mayor and certain city officials to sign and endorse all sewer and water permit application forms pertaining to the project's sewer and water extensions.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 5 is a resolution authorizing a public fireworks display to be conducted at New Jersey Motorsports Park located at 47 Warbird Drive between the approximate hours of 9 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. on July 4th, 2018.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Certification of funds.
You have
What is that?
certification of funds.
Oh, we have certification of funds. We have certification of funds from our Chief Financial Officer, Marcella Shepard, in the amount of $11,500.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 6 is a resolution authorizing Fourth Amendment to standard professional service contract between the City of Millville and GEI Consultants for continued licensed site remediation professional support services for the former Airwork Facility Group, as well as change order for the completion of a number of necessary out-of-scope services performed during implementation of the remedial investigation and reporting activities conducted between July of 2017 and December of 2018, and an amount chargeable to the city not to exceed $104,095.95.
Mr. Mayor, a motion to table this resolution.
Second the motion.
Okay.
Tabled
You want to table that to June 6th?
June
We'll
6th,
go
right?
to June 6th.
Yes.
Okay. Let's do a roll call.
Roll call.
Okay. Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, that's tabled. Item 7 is a resolution authorizing the insertion of an additional item of revenue in the calendar year 2018 budget, which is now available as revenue from Holly City Development Corporation third-party agreement with Millville Police Department in an amount of $50,000.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Abstain?
Okay. Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 8 is a resolution authorizing the tax collector to enter into an installment plan pursuant to NJSA 54:5-19 with the property owner of Block 423, Lot 4, known as 325 Mulberry Street, to pay water sewer back billing in the amount of $1,230 in 12 equal installments of $102.50 each, beginning June 1st, 2018, with the last installment by May 1st, 2019.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent? Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 9 is a resolution authorizing the tax collector to cancel certificate of sale regarding Block 377, Lot 4, as the city has received the deed in lieu of foreclosure, and same is to be recorded with the Cumberland County Clerk's Office.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 10 is a resolution amending Resolution Number 160-2018, approved on May 1st, 2018, due to a typographical and mathematical error in said resolution for change order number 1, final, with South State Incorporated.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 11 is a resolution authorizing the insertion of an additional item of revenue in the calendar year 2018 budget, which is now available as revenue from the New Jersey Department of Law and Public Safety, Division of Highway Traffic Safety, in the amount of $5,071.89.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 12 is a resolution authorizing a settlement agreement of water utility underpayment with the owner of Block 103, Lot 6.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 13 is a resolution authorizing an emergency appropriation in the amount of $200,000 for additional work due to asbestos with respect to the emergency demolition of the structure located at 109 East Main Street.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments?
Yes, Madam Clerk, may we refer to the City Administrator and Purchasing Agent for further explanation of this resolution?
Sure.
Thank you.
Regina?
Early in April, the Department of Labor arrived on the site of 109 East Main, and we were advised that since we weren't sure there was asbestos, we would have to have someone oversee the asbestos removal. At that time, Perryman Excavating hired Brick Industries as a subcontractor to oversee the site, and our CFO was made aware of it, and we needed to prepare a resolution for the $200,000 that will be raised in next year's budget. That's how the emergency appropriation is done. This is a little different because the first appropriation was during our budget cycle. We were in the approval but not adoption. If the whole thing's not needed, it'll be canceled because if you see further down on the agenda, there is a change order resolution. Brick Industries originally gave us a quote for 15 days on the site. It was $168,000. They were only there 12 days, so it was readjusted to, I believe, it was $135,000 and some odd cents. So the appropriation is to bring the money into the budget, and then further down is a change order to authorize the work to be done.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No.
Anyone else?
No.
Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion
Thank you,
carries.
Regina.
Item 14 is a resolution supporting the Click It or Ticket seatbelt mobilization from May 21st to June 3rd.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this motion.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 15 is a resolution authorizing award of emergency contract to Perna Finnegan, 1921 East Sherman Avenue, Vineland, for emergency repair to the break in the sewer main on West Main Street in the estimated amount of $18,000.
Mr. Mayor, with that, I have a certificated availability of funds from the CFO in the amount of $18,000 and move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second that motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 16 is a resolution confirming the details of the sale of General Obligation Bonds Series 2018 in the aggregate principal amount not to exceed $9,822,500 of the City of Millville to the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank pursuant to the state fiscal year 2018 New Jersey Water Bank Financing Program.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 17 is a resolution authorizing change order number 1 for the emergency demolition with Perryman's Excavating Incorporated for an additional amount of $137,676.25 for costs associated with Brick Industries Incorporated for asbestos abatement.
With that, Mr. Mayor, I have a certification availability of funds in the amount of $137,676.25. Move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second that motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, we have item 18, which was added, is a resolution authorizing contract through a non-fair and open process with CME Associates to prepare a redevelopment study in an amount not to exceed $10,000.
With that, Mr. Mayor, I have a certification availability of funds from Marcy Shepard, Chief Financial Officer, in the amount of $10,000. And move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second that motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 19 is a resolution authorizing contract through a non-fair and open process with Capehart Scatcherd to provide professional services with respect to litigation in an amount not to exceed $17,000.
With that, Mr. Mayor, I have a certification availability of funds from Marcy Shepard, Chief Financial Officer, in the amount of $17,000. And move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second that motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
No.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 20 is a resolution directing the Millville Planning Board to investigate the sustainability of designating certain property a redevelopment area.
Mr. Mayor, move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second that motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. And number 21 is a resolution authorizing purchase of backhoe from Groff Tractor through the Middlesex Regional Cooperative in the amount of $107,115.
With that, Mr. Mayor, I have a certification availability of funds from Marcy Shepard and $107,000. And move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Take a breather. New business.
Okay, I just need a motion to authorize the following special event on public lands application, Heroes on the Water, South Jersey, to hold a community event to give tribute to the military on May 28th, 2018, 8 o'clock a.m. with a flag-raising ceremony at 4, and also the American Cancer Society to hold a Relay for Life on May 19th and 20th from 7 a.m. through 2 a.m. at the soccer complex behind Lakeside Middle School.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this motion.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. And also, I need a motion to authorize the city clerk to advertise for bids for the project known as Rebid for Furnishing Polymer Chemical Supplies 2018 and 2019. Said bids to be returned to the purchasing board on May 31st, 2018 at 10 a.m., 4th floor, Richard C. McCarthy Commission Chamber, City Hall.
Mr. Mayor, move for the motion.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. We've now reached the public comment portion of our meeting. Anyone would like to address the commission, please go to the podium, state your name, and address your concerns, and please limit your comments to approximately 5 minutes. Nice job, Peter. Good job.
Yeah, really.
Good job.
Mary Messick here of Millville. First of all, I'd like to thank Commissioner Cooper and the rest of you commissioners for putting together the Recreation Volunteer Committee. Since that committee has met a few times and has come up with a project, which will be June 2nd, which is a cleanup, trash for treasure. I've heard nothing but very good responses from Third Ward, considering that's where the project is going to take place. They're ecstatic because for the longest time there, they began to feel as though they were left out, as though they were considered not a part of our city, because everything was concentrated either through Center City, Glassworks, or the Art District. Third Ward felt left out. Now, all of a sudden, they're feeling that they're being connected with us throughout the whole entire city. And the other thing, I would like to recommend and applaud the police, our public safety director, because the area I live in for the longest time has been referred to as the front line of the war zone. And I know this for a fact because I live there. I've lived there for over 21 years now, and you very seldom saw police presence, we'll say for the last 15 years. Now all of a sudden we're starting to see a little more police presence. Although, however, the only drawback that we found so far is for a day or two, we also saw foot patrols, or as most people would refer to as the beat cop. They're gone. Haven't seen them. Although the presence that we've seen through the cruisers and stuff has made a significant difference. And I know for a fact, my street is a whole lot quieter. I can actually sleep. I don't have to worry about getting woke up 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock at night or in the morning, actually, to having all sorts of chaos and then having to go around and check my property to make sure nothing's been vandalized. And for that, I applaud you.
Thank you. I want to say something, Mary. Thank you to you as well for your interaction with me and giving me some ideas of what we need to do to make the city better. Thank you.
Thank you for that feedback from Third Ward, too. That was good to hear. Thank you.
How you doing? Bob Kilroy, Millville. Just want to thank Cooper and Sam Cruz and everybody involved in the Parks Department for getting out there and getting things done. You saw with your own eyes now what happens out there, and I hope you get together with Pepitone to get a police presence out there to keep it under control, get it under control, and move this stuff along. And one more thing while I'm here, well, probably two more things, because I can't shut up. But these microphones, you can't hear when you're at home. Is there any way to tune them up so they're louder?
We have a dated system. I got a quote on it, but it's,
Huh?
I got a quote on them
Okay,
to
so
update.
I sit at home.
It's $2,000, so I got to bring that up to them.
And,
I know.
well, that's,
It's bad.
That's too. And I watch the meetings at home, and I hear Mr. Parent saying he wants to make something clear about your integrity or whatever. All you're saying is you want to make it clear. You want to make it clear. Make it clear. We want to hear it.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you. And thanks, Bruce. I appreciate everything.
Thank you,
you're doing.
Robert.
Thank you.
Hello, Commissioner. How you doing? My name is Lydia Couch, and I've been a resident in Millville for quite some time now. I am what you call, she said, the Third Ward, and I think a lot of people get different opinions on the Third Ward. It's a lot of different people out there, and it's a lot of people who, some are infuriated of different things that goes on there. But I've been living there for quite some time. And the issues that I have at hand there is, how can we live in an area who just don't care about hard-working people who pay their rent to these slumlords? I pay $1,300 on my own, a hard-working single mother of 7 kids who live in a house that is falling apart on us. I come to the city, I talk about these things. I bring them paperwork. I hire private investigators to come and look at the house, look in and out, and I address these things with our code enforcement officers and everything, but still no one cares. No one really addresses the issues at hand. And we want to talk about what's going on around us and everything like that, but what's going on inside? Like, if you hit the target that's going on, maybe some of the other things will deteriorate. Because how can we live mostly in fear in our own house than outside of the house. I love to be outside my house. I love to be in my neighborhood. I do. My neighbors care so much about my children that it's loving, the drawback I get from my community. But when we come to the code enforcement and we telling them the things that's going on and we telling them what's happening and affecting our families and how it's affecting us, how can I go to work if I can't even live in a home that I'm paying for out of my pocket? No subsidy, no nothing. Out of my pocket. I see my kids being hurt over a landlord that's supposed to uphold laws, but no one wants to enforce the laws on the landlord. And I find much disgrace in this. Because if I'm reaching in my pocket and I'm paying the rent, I expect to get the same thing that the people got down the block in the nice houses, that the people got around the corner in the nice houses, all the way down to Millville. I expect the same thing. Not, well, why don't you just move? Because that's what I seem to get every time. No, it's just no just move. It's just no just move. I came here. I pay my rent on time. I expect you, when I call, to say, hey, this is happening, to come and fix. If you're not going to fix and I can't go to the people that's supposed to enforce it, then what else am I supposed to do? Let me tell you, I lived this whole winter without heat, with the health department trying to help me to get code enforcement to enforce it with 7 kids. I had to go out and buy space heaters. They tried to withdraw me out the house to call DIFUS on me like I'm neglecting my kids. I'm not. I'm paying my rent. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. But if a landlord is not upholding what he is supposed to do and you want to rent a house, and it only seems to be in a secluded area of Millville, that we want to say is broken down and hurt. We hurting because it's issues going on that no one wants to target and address. Yes, you guys, don't get me wrong, you guys are doing a fabulous job, I see, some of it. But some things we're forgetting about. You want our attention and you want us to vote and you want us to come out here, but when we're asking for help, it seems like it's a closed door. A closed door, and everybody wants to shut their ears and close their eyes. But if you open your eyes and listen to what's happening, you'll be surprised at some of the things. You'll be surprised at some of the drawbacks you get from the people of just even talking to them. It's not just my family being affected by this. It's other families that I talk to throughout Millville, throughout the 3rd Ward that's being affected by this. But they're so scared. I'm not a scared parent. I'm an advocate for my family. And I wish this would stop. I don't want to I lived in Millville. I done moved so much because of a slumlord. It's ridiculous. I don't want to keep moving. I have an autistic son. Stability is a main thing with him. You can't just keep jumping. I want to be able to pay my rent and get the same thing that I pay my rent in return as of you fixing your own property. Now the landlords go and they got numerous liens on their house and they want to hide behind bankruptcies and do different things, but you still forgetting about the people. You still coming to that house and collecting that rent. So why not fix that house? Why not stand behind the product that because you are your own product. So why not stand behind the product that you're trying to sell? So if the person moves out, and then not only that, you don't even have COs. Some of these places don't even have COs. They leaning on old COs, and you look at it like, well, what happened? And the answer is, it slipped underneath the cracks. Well, how many cracks we got? How many things is going to slip underneath? I'm sorry, but my family is hurting, and I've been through so much. I've been to every avenue, every door, talked to the mayor. I've been through the whole reform, went to the freeholder, everybody. But this has to stop. Dude, we have to come with something tighter for these landlords. They have to. So we could come up with something that will address this, because you want me to pay $1,300 for a house that's not even worth the value of $1,300. You want to sell me all hopes and dreams and tell me when I'm giving you my money that, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, and you never own up to what you do. You never own up to nothing. So you leave us in the house and try to go to the people that are supposed to help us, but the people that are supposed to help us is just closing the door. They're not doing anything. They say they're listening, but they're not listening. Why should I have to go over and do everything I'm supposed to do and go over and beyond what I'm supposed to do just to hear an answer or something? It shouldn't be that way. I should be able to feel so comfortable to come in this building and to address anybody, but I don't feel that way. Not only do I not feel that way, only reason I came here is because I'm fed up. I'm fed up. I'm tired of seeing my children crying over things that should not be. It's not right. It's not right. I'm grabbing extra blankets for my kids to lay in. Holly City gave us blankets, came to the house. The pastor of the community church, he said, well, I don't understand how your landlord is just getting away with this. He said, I would never rent a property like this, never. But it's not damages that we are doing. It's damages that the landlord is lacking. It's damages that the landlord don't want to fix. They don't want to address it. So when you address it and you keep going, oh, you're a troublemaker, or you don't pay your rent. Absolutely not. I pay my rent on time because it's a priority. I got 7 kids. That's something that I must do. That's what I'm obligated to do as a parent. But if I'm doing everything I can, it takes a community, but it's like we're lacking in some areas. I know I just came here because my hands is tied all over. But to walk in the door from work every day and then just to see your kids with their faces down and wake up in the morning not knowing what to expect is a problem. I'm not knowing if the roof will collapse on us. But everybody wants to tell me just move. Don't tell me move. Let's
Ms.
address
Couch,
the
you
issue.
have about a minute.
All right. But let's address the issue. So I just want to know, what are y'all going to do to address the issues with these landlords? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Couch.
Good evening, everyone. Samantha Cruz, Millville Parks and Recreation Department. I do, like Commissioner Cooper said earlier, we have a lot of events going on at the rec department. Actually, so many that we're quite busy. So actually, this Sunday, we have our annual Phillies Home Run Derby. That's for ages 7 to 12, boys and girls. It's a free event. They even have an opportunity of winning Philly tickets, and they don't even need to be the best pitcher or catcher or anything like that. They just show up, and we do raffles. So it's just a good event to come out. We don't, if a kid strikes out 0, everybody gets, it's a good event. So make sure that you get your kids out there. Hopefully it doesn't rain, so try to think for no rain this Sunday.
Sam, can we have a time?
Oh, I'm sorry. It starts at 5 p.m. I apologize.
Where?
At Rob Shannon's Sports Complex. Okay? Sorry about that. We have also been taking registrations for our annual senior barbecue since May 1st. I have about 70 slots left. That means I've registered 230 seniors so far for our annual senior barbecue. That's on Friday, May 25th. We start speaking, we do our prayer and everything like that about 11:30, and I try my hardest to get the chickens on the table by 12. If not, I'm probably getting a chicken thrown at me. That's happened actually. I don't have it on video, but I promise it actually happened. So if you know any other senior citizens out there that haven't registered yet, please tell them to call. I try to limit the amount of walk-ins that day, only because just in case there's too many, I don't want to not be able to have lunch for the seniors. We have a lot of businesses who have stepped up, donated gift certificates, and I really appreciate that for our businesses here in Millville. We have about 2 weeks left of our Holly City Striders at Lakeside Middle School, but we will be back in September. So if not, I've walked Corson Park, and we're doing pretty good out there. I think the trash and everything, we've been staying on top of that and watching everything out there. So if you're not at Lakeside Middle School, take a gander walking around the Corson Park. I've had a couple good reviews on that. So if you see anything, call us right away. We'll be out there in a jiffy. We do have our next Recreation and Volunteer Committee meeting. It will be on May 31st, which is a Thursday. We are going to meet at the 14 East Mulberry Street, the Creative Enterprise Center. What we're basically doing is moving around, trying to get to different locations, get different people into different areas. So if you know anyone that would like to host our RVC, please let me know. I'd love to go to your location. With the RVC, we do have the Third Ward Trash for Treasure hunt that we're going to do. So we're going to be starting over near the Millville Eagles, and I do want to say one of the big reasons why we did decide to go third ward is exactly that. We want to reconnect, make sure that we get involved, and also the Millville Eagles has decided to do lunch. They're going to pay for lunch that day, so anyone who participates in the cleanup will get lunch that day. So we thank the Millville Eagles for stepping up and doing that for us. We will start at 9 a.m. We'll meet at the Millville Eagles on June 2nd. We also have the following weekend is our fishing tournament. We've had 2 of these for the last 3 years, I think it is. And we are going to be at Corson Park. Last year we caught about 120 fish out of Corson Park, Hankins Pond, as we like to call it. We will start registration around 9 a.m. Fishing will take place from 10 to 12. We'll also provide lunch that day for the children. And we have our summer concerts coming up. We're going to try, we used to do them on Thursday nights. We're going to switch it up. We're going to try on Fridays. On Friday, June 1st, we're going to have the Sweet Adelines, Cape Shore. They actually have volunteered, and they are not charging us to do their event that evening. So all these are starting at 7 o'clock at Corson Park. We then have on July 13th, we're going to have Higby's Heroes, a traditional barbershop group. Their jokes are actually quite funny. I laughed hysterically at them during a performance I seen. And lastly, we're going to have Polka Pete on August 3rd, and for some reason, everyone loves polka. So I actually do enjoy it myself. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and
4th of July, New Jersey.
Oh, yes. Okay, that kind of scares. It's not. It might sound something like that. So our 4th of July event, our 4th of July event is going to be at the New Jersey Motorsports Park this year. They did reach out to us and asked if we could bring them out there. We are not paying anything additionally except for the fireworks. They are paying for the band. They are having the food trucks out there. They're going to have free activities for our kids, games, tents. They're asking for community members to come out that evening. So it's going to be about a 4.5-hour festival. We expect for the fireworks to go off approximately 9 p.m. Sometimes it's a couple minutes after, making sure everything's set up properly for that. So there's a lot going on.
Dunk tank.
Excuse me?
Don't forget the dunk tank.
Oh, we're going to have the dunk tank, and I was hoping that – don't look at me like that, Mayor. I was hoping that you would serve, like, at least
warm,
a half an hour.
If it's warm.
I'll try. I mean, I don't – you just have so many requests.
I'll be there.
Okay. So, but on the dunk tank, too? Is that another open commitment?
What's that?
That you're going to get in the dunk tank?
Sure.
They're getting the dunk tank.
I can swim.
Okay. All right. I'm going to put him down for that.
Else? Commissioners?
Commissioners?
I'll get in.
Will you?
Thank you, Bruce.
Okay, so I'm going to advertise the times.
Samantha?
No. I think I do enough. Anyway, no, but I will make sure I advertise the times in which commissioners will be on the dunk tank, so you can come out and make sure you get them in that water, okay? Well, I might even let you just push the button. You might not even, you know. Anyway, we are going to try to do that, and we're going to try to raise money for POW on that situation, so I'm still working out those details. But give it a chance. I think that it's going to be an all right event, and they're stepping up and paying for everything else, so I don't think it's a bad idea. But we have a lot going on. Make sure you jump on our city Facebook page. We have the RVC. Reach out to me. I have all the flyers on Facebook. If you need flyers, I can print them for you. Mary knows. She stopped in. I give them out. And we are planning not to just do this third ward cleanup. We're gonna go to each section of town. Like, we're not going to stop. We're cleaning up. We're doing cleanups everywhere. So if you want to jump on board and you know a particular area we need to go to, come to the RVC meeting. I try to get food to everything. It is true, Mayor did donate the first one. Our administrator, Regina Burke, did our second one, so we really appreciate those donations because none of this is coming out of city budget. We're all doing it out of the kindness of our heart, and we want to see a difference in the recreation department. So
thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Thank you,
You're
Sam.
welcome. Seeing no one else, I close the. Well, Mr. Cooper.
George Cooper, Millville. That's the saddest story I think I've ever heard, this young lady from the Third Ward. You know, having 7 children and no assistance and paying $1,300 to live in a dump. Ladies and gentlemen, you sat there and said not a word. I hope you're thinking about saying something when this meeting is over. Somebody will look into this, and if our code enforcers are not doing their job, get rid of them. There's no point in having them if they're not doing what they're being paid for. One other thing that has been bothering me for the last day or so, why are we paying $11,000 at the motorsports park to help them advertise their business? Yes, they're doing something. They have a history of not really coming up to the table and paying all of the monies that they should be paying. I'm talking about the initial payment of $350,000 that we reduced to $175,000 when that motorsports park first started. I don't understand it. How are we going to get the senior citizens and people living within the city itself out to that motorsport park? People living in the outskirts all have cars. Not all the people in the city do. Senior citizens that are sitting out there in our senior citizen housing, how are they going to get out there to enjoy the fireworks? It doesn't make sense, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cooper. All right, seeing no one else, I close the public portion part of this meeting. Comments of commissioners. Commissioner Cooper.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to just take a moment, excuse me, just to do a special report on the homeless in our parks. One of the elephants in the room in every discussion about our city and every home is the homeless in our city and in our parks. This is not just a problem in our city, but an issue that has been covered up and not discussed and put in the closets of most communities. As a city commissioner and director of parks and public buildings, I can say that I am committed to excellence, and especially in my department. But we must address this issue. To quote Mary from a few commission meetings, Mary Messick ago, there was an 11% drop in homelessness in Millville, which is a testament to Code Blue and some of the efforts from a lot of people in our city, Pastor Harris, Restoration House, and so forth. The last homeless figure documented in Cumberland County was from 2016, stating that we have approximately 153 homeless in our county. And that came from the state social services. I can't speak for the whole county, but I would like to make a positive impact with our homeless population in Millville and totally clean up our parks for our citizens and our families to enjoy. Myself, Samantha Cruz, Robert Kilroy, and one other passionate citizen that I will not mention today because I didn't get permission, we took a tour through Buck Park and the trails. I must say that the tour was a very eye-opening experience, and I don't think that you could ever really understand it unless you do it personally. And Bob, I'd like to thank you for taking us on that tour. I had no idea that the issue was as big as it is. We found some encampments tucked deep into the woods, trash, drug paraphernalia, and several homeless residents, which I actually had a discussion with a couple of them, which was enlightening. One of the men had only been there for 7 months and stated how bad he wanted to change his life. But because of circumstances, he's homeless at this time. Although I know there is no panacea for this situation, I would like to open up the discussion for dialogue for our city, not just for our commission, but for our city. And as you hear me speak about how we need to work together, I think this is one way that we can work together as a community to figure out what we can do about this issue. I think Samantha and I, we both found it not only enlightening but sad just to see this piece and these people pushed away from our society. Let us remember that this predicament is only 1 or 2 paychecks away from each and every one of us being in this similar situation. So, with your permission, I would like us to make the right decision and have a discussion and open it up for our city to discuss. Let's no longer let this be the elephant in the room. Let's do something about it. And again, Bob, I want to thank you for taking us on that tour. And I could say if I didn't do that, it wouldn't have the same impression. But I know I want to do the right thing for our city. Our parks are for everyone to enjoy in a safe manner. You should be able to do that, and that's something that I want to work on.
I'd be happy to.
Thank you for your time. That's my time, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Pepitone?
To lead off on what Commissioner Cooper spoke about, we also had a discussion, pretty deep discussion about this specific issue. There are many aspects that come up to homelessness. The solution's going to be derived from people with open minds and eyes wide open of how to solve the issue. Dialogue is going to be the key. It is uncomfortable, but there is a solution. Everybody's going to have to kind of give a little and open their eyes. I would love to be part of that discussion. I would love to go on the opportunity to go through the parks and have every intention on doing so. Thank you, sir. But thank you for actually confronting something that, you know, it's not easy to lead in a city because there are a lot of issues like the young lady she brought up. And sometimes it's mind-boggling when the five of us up here are saying, how do we solve all the problems? But one step at a time, we take a step forward and move, and hopefully we make progress with each step. But again, thank you for taking the time to open up a topic that's usually not really comfortable, but needs to be
I know it's an
addressed.
uncomfortable topic, but I know we need to discuss it.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you.
Good. Commissioner Dalvis?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the volunteerism and support provided by the Millville Elks, the Millville Public Schools, and our City Clerk, Jeannie Hitchner, for the outstanding presentation of the Youth Commission meeting that took place in this very Commission chamber on Tuesday, May 8th. The students who represented their families, respective schools, and the City of Millville encapsulated the aspirations that we as a community hold in high regard for our community's future leaders. And it is important to note the dedication and professionalism with which they approach this challenge as the 2018 Youth Commissioners. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Vice Mayor?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I think we are forgetting someone. That's the lady with a problem. You know, out there paying $1,300 a month for rent in a building that's not fit. That definitely disturbs me. It should disturb everyone in the room. You know, I'm sure that will be addressed. You know, through the inspection department. I know that the commissioner will get right after that. There's no question in my mind. But people have a right to live, not in poverty. But if you're paying that rent, you're definitely entitled to have a home that, you know, is fit to live in. You know, and I commend you raising 7 children and doing those things. We want to keep you here. We want people like you here in Millville. And I know we'll get after that for you. The homeless is definite. Bruce is a concern to everybody. You know, I commend you for getting involved with that, in hopes that we can do something with it. It doesn't help our city. It doesn't help them. So again, thanks for what you're doing, and I think that we will do what we can to address that concern, man. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Ms. Couch, you know, you and I have had some conversations. You stopped me on High Street. I've directed you to the 5th floor. And I know it's an ongoing thing, and it's an issue that has to be resolved. But I have all the confidence in Commissioner Udalvis and her department to do this step by step to correct it. It may not happen as fast as you want it to happen, but there are some legal ways that we need to go through to make sure that what we're doing is the right thing. So stay in contact with Commissioner Udalvis' department. I'm sure that they're going to do what's right for you. Don't give up. But I know you're not. You're here today. Well, we're going to continue to work on that. Trust me, we will continue. Am I right, Commissioner? We're going to continue to work on that so that hopefully we can be successful in that. I think we can be. Ed, thank you so much. Brian, thank you for a great job with that, you know, problem that we didn't want to have at 109 East Main Street, but we faced it. And thanks to Pannoni and our contractor and our engineers and everybody in the city involved, that building came down safely. We protected the public, and Jim's Lunch is still there. So I know a lot of people are going to be happy to be able to get their hamburgers there. So with that, I got a motion to close.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Jeannie? This meeting?
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah. This meeting's closed. Thank you.